Here at MacGyver's Workshop, we build, fix, or re-engineer just about anything. You never know what we'll be working on next, and if you're not too careful, you just might learn something. Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop. Today, we're going to be putting a cell phone mount into a 2012 Cadillac CTS sedan. It's pretty much just a base model. I just picked this up. It was a lease return, so I got it really cheap and got a good warranty on it. And my BMW, I still have it. It's there on the rack right now, but she's getting real long in the tooth, and I have a little bit longer to travel to work now, so I need to consider having something that I can count on a little better. So anyway, so what we're putting in here is manufactured by a German company called Kuda, and I'll flash up a thing on their web, still on their web page there, and for the Cadillac CTS. There's only a couple of places you can really mount a cell phone or a GPS mount, so we're going to use the one that mounts on the top, because mine doesn't have the navigation in it, so it just has a cover, and we can secure our mount to that cover. So anyway, stay tuned, and we're going to get cracking. Okay, so what we have here is the Kuda mount, and this is not the entire mount. This is just the bit that mounts to the car, and then your actual cell phone mount you attach to this in whichever fashion you wish, with either double-sided sticky, or like I'm going to bolt mine because my particular mount that I bought reaches out, so I don't want it falling off. But this little puppy was like $66. It's kind of high, but that's probably because it was manufactured in Germany, so by the time it gets over here it's expensive. But you know, you look at the construction and the quality of it. It's a metal shell, and it's clad in real leather. I don't know if we can focus on this or not, but you know, it's real thick grained leather, and then there's their little whatever inventory label inside, and it's really novel how it works, the way it hooks on to the piece in the car. But it's really clever, I'll have to say that. And as I said, there's only 3 places you can mount one of these in the car, and it's either on either side of the console, which I didn't like because this is a somewhat smaller car, so you know, then you're going to be banging into it with your leg, or your passenger is. So and then up on top of the dash, on top of the display for the radio and the temperature and climate and all that sort of thing. So that's what I opted for, and yeah, this is a bit pricey, but you know, the way it mounts, it won't damage anything. I'm not drilling into the dash of the car or anything like that. So you know, if I decide to take it out later on, I can, without leaving screw holes in the plastic dashboard. So then we also used I bought this off of Amazon for about $24.95, and this is the iOttie Easy One Touch mount. Now, I've already taken the liberty of liberating it of some of its parts because of the way we're going to mount it. It has a little lever. When you get it, it comes with a little lever here and a humongous suction cup. And in lieu of that suction cup, you can peel. It also has sticky on it. So I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to bolt it in because this is pretty much the way that this is going to mount in the car, and that's an awful lot of weight to be hanging on a piece of double-sided sticky there. So I'm going to drill and bolt this through here, so just to be safe. And I don't mind drilling through this versus the dashboard of the car. So we're going to get over to the workbench and start our drilling. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to drill our 2 holes in the bottom of this mount. Now, as I said before, there was a little lever and a suction cup arrangement here that you use to suck it down to the glass or whatever. I've already removed that. Bit, and we're going to drill 2 holes here and here, and we're going to bolt it to the Kuda mount. And my sharp-eyed subscribers will notice that these are the same bolts that I also used when I did the window regulator on the Mercury Grand Marquis. They're very handy and very useful. So I always keep a big giant box of them laying around because you never know when you're going to need them. And then of course we'll use the good old Permatex Loctite, and it's a high strength Loctite, so our little screws don't come undone. And what we're going to do is first we're going to use our drill bit, which is just a skosh bigger around than this bolt, and drill through these 2 holes. Okay, so I got my drill bit all chucked up in here real good, and as I said, we're going to drill a hole here and here, and the heads of the bolts will be on each side of that hole there. And we'll get that. And you see now we got 2 nice pretty holes, one on each side there, and that'll of course keep it from rotating and all that good stuff. So now we're going to have to transfer this to the Kuda mount. So okay, so now I have my leather Kuda mount here marked, and I have some little scratches on there to know where the holes have to go. Now they're a little off center to the left, so I'm just going to bring my drill down right to the right side of each one of them, and that'll put it dead center. So. And we'll have 2 nice little holes right through the leather there. So we can pull that label out of there. That's not going to be much good, is it? Okay. Okay, so you can see how I got my a little clap of thunder out there today. And see how I've got my 2 bolts going down through there. Now what I've done is I've put a nut and a washer in there to shim it up, so when I pull this real tight, it doesn't squish this plastic and crack it. So that's just another little MacGyver trick for you folks out there. That way you can tighten that up real good so it'll never come undone, and it won't pull on that plastic and break it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our Loctite, and you just twist the bottom there and it spooges a little bit out there. And we just put a little bit around the screw there and there. You can see that. That's all in there nice and good. And then we'll put our lock washer and then our nut on there. We'll put our other lock washer and our other nut in here. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I'll get a wrench and we'll tighten that up here. Alright, so what we're going to do here, get down here and hold that steady so that doesn't go anywhere. And we'll just tighten our screws up here. Since it's German, we say Guten tight. I don't want to offend any of my German viewers out there. And see, because we put those spacers in there for with the nut and the washer, we can just really wrench down on this good, and we won't have to worry about breaking anything. So we make extra sure that our bolt here does not ever come loose. These are very close together, so it's a bit of a challenge here, but it's okay. Okay, so now that we've got that on there, I'm going to go ahead to make this easier. I'm just going to take this bit off for the time being. And very gingerly pry this apart very carefully. Alright, then that's all we have to deal with mounting into the car. So let's take a walk over to the car. Okay, now what's important to note is that my car does not have navigation. And you know, everybody be like, oh, you got a wimpy caddy, you don't have nav. Well, when's the last time you used nav in a car? You know, everybody uses their phone now. So anyhow, in the cars with navigation, this whole pod pops up to reveal a bigger screen. But in this car, this piece pops off here. Now I have undone it already. You know, you have to kind of pop it out real good. But it also, you'll notice, has this attached to it. That's actually a safety feature, so in an accident it doesn't become a projectile inside the car. So what we kind of want to do here is get an idea of where we want this thing to go. You know, some folks may want it over here to the left. I'm going to put it in the middle. Okay, so then all we have to do, now that we know where we're going to put it, you got these metal tabs here on each part of this that are just going to bend around the front and the back of this piece and hold it in place. And then once it snaps in, then you are all good to go. So I bend that in there like so, and thankfully on the back side we can determine what is exact center. So now we bend that over like that, and then we just pop it back down in there. A very tight fit. And there you have it. So, and then we'll put our articulating arm back on here, and then whenever I go to get in the car, I can just mount my phone right there if I need to use the nav, and it'll be right there where I can see it, all nice and pretty. Okay, so our mount here is very unique in that when you go to press your phone in there against it, this little button releases, and the little rubber pads come down and grab your phone, you know, like thusly, and hold it in place. So pretty nifty actually. So and then you just squeeze these little triggers in the back there, and then it lets your phone go. So now we're gonna put our phone back here in our mount. Like so. And of course it's on a gimbal, so we can just put it right in there like that, and that will hold our phone for us while we're driving, so I don't have to look down and take my eyes off the road to see my navigation. So I can just as well do that, swipe, and let's see, we'll go to there, bookmarks, Google, and let's go Nashville, Tennessee, enter. Let's go find something with a map on it. I have horrible cell service out here, so it'll take forever to load the page, but that's okay. But anyway, as you can see, I could just very well have my nav on my phone up here, so I can drive along and see where I'm going. You know, that's a bit of a reach, I think, for it. You know, I wish probably it could be a little shorter than that, but the cool thing about it is it doesn't matter, because if I don't like this mount, then I can take it off and put something else on there. And as long as it has a suction cup mount, then I can drill those 2 holes and it'll work just perfectly. So I'd say that was a good little success there. And then I'll just set my sunglasses right there. And there you go. Okay, so that's how you put a cell phone mount, or at least the center top version, into a 2012 Cadillac CTS sedan. And like I said, mine, I don't know how it is if it has the pop-up navigation, but that's how mine goes with without it. So it's very easy, very simple to do. So anyway, I thank you for watching. Stay tuned for whatever comes down the road next. You never know here at MacGyver's Workshop. Please feel free to comment, or you can email us directly at MacGyver'sWorkshop@gmail.com. Thanks again.